Okay, looks like we are live on YouTube now. See if anyone can hear me. How's it going, everyone? We're going to be doing a 3D modeling stream. See if everything is looking good now. Okay. How's everyone doing? Let me know if my microphone sounds alright. Getting everything set up so that we can get started with some 3D modeling. How's everyone doing? Okay. All right. Is it background music too loud? Let me know if it is. Okay. How's it going, everyone? How's my audio sound? I'm just doing a quick audio check before I start 3D modeling. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I think I'm fine. Looks like it's fine on my OBS, but it's always hard to tell how it sounds like on your end. I don't want to have a crunchy mic or something. But yeah, we're back in ZBrush today. It's been a while since I've 3D modeled on ZBrush, so I'm looking forward to hopefully doing some good work for y'all. I'm going to be working on this Chibi here, And so I've already finished one of the two. I already finished the Mokoko one. And so luckily her sister Fuwawa is essentially just the same character or character design with some outfit variations. So we're going to be mostly doing work on the little variations. I'm thinking about focusing on the hair today. How's everyone's day been? I've had a pretty alright day, mostly figuring out how to set up this live stream. I should hopefully be properly live streaming on different platforms. So yeah, I'm very excited to show you guys how my 3D modeling skills are. Although don't expect anything too crazy. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done some 3D modeling. And so it's going to be a bit of a relearning stream as well for me. How's the audio sound? Can you check the audio? Good, bad, decent? Let me know. I also know if the background music is too loud. So underrated. Thank you, thank you. How's the audio sound, by the way, Kat? I'm just doing a quick check before I start, but I think we should be good. Is my channel underrated or Fuwamoco? Because a little bit of both. Although Fuwamoco is close to 1 million views, so I mean 1 million subscribers. So I don't know if they're underrated. I don't have anywhere close to 1 million, so maybe I'm the underrated one in this scenario. But yeah, have you guys done any 3D modeling? Anyone here in the chat has 3D modeling experience? Let me know. So today I think I'm mostly going to be focusing on the hair. I think that's the part that I'm probably going to be most confident with doing today, just because I have a lot of experience doing hair. And so I have a bit of a slideshow for you guys of the references I'm going to be using. For whatever reason, I couldn't get my reference program to show. I have a application that kind of shows over my workspace, and I can just view my references all on one. But I couldn't share it with you guys, weirdly enough. So I'm going to just be doing this. Well, I'm going to be doing this regularly, but so you guys can see what references I'm working off of. If you're not familiar with the character, I added some, what's it called? I added a bit of a slideshow so you guys could just keep in tune with what I'm doing. Typically, I just have a bunch of images on my side monitor, and so that's what I do. But in this situation, I had to do something a little bit more polished, just so that the stream wouldn't look scuffed. Alright, I think I'm gonna start YouTube up as well. So welcome in everyone. We're going to be doing a bit of a 3D modeling stream today. I hope you guys can learn something if you haven't done ZBrush before. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been back on ZBrush, so any questions for me are always appreciated. Not very fond of the feline people. Interesting. That's an interesting take for sure. Alright. Looks like everything across the board is looking good, so I'm going to start work on what I have planned for today. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, perfect. So it looks like everything is working good. So I'm going to start 3D modeling. Where are the dog people at? No dog people here. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Welcome in everyone, welcome in everyone. We're going to be doing a 3D modeling stream. We're going to be 3D modeling hair today. I feel like it's one of the more exciting topics, maybe. I feel like, at least for sculpting anime characters, it's a topic that often gets brought up as to how you do it or how to make it look better. In my opinion, or I guess in my experience, it really depends on the type of look you're going for. I'm going for something a lot more Nendroid looking, if you will. So because of that, I'm making the hair a lot more simplified, and I'm focusing on the main shapes rather than focusing on getting every single little hair strand highly detailed. So firstly, I think I'm actually going to start with some of the hair accessories here on the bangs. I'm not sure if you can see those on the reference photos, but I think I'm gonna do that real quick just because it's gonna be it's just a rectangle with 2 rectangles. They're like hairpins or something. So just find a good spot to put all of these chat things so I can see you guys, and I can also continue to, what's it called, have my workspace looking clean. All right. Let's start adding some of this hair detail in. Since they're just 2 hairpins, I'm going to do it as simple as just adding some rectangles in the right color. Like I said, I'm going for a much more chibi slash Nendroid style on this one. And so I'm not focused on getting every single detail 100% screen accurate. I'm just going more for the vibe representation, if that makes sense. And I'll probably round this off and add some curve to it, but right now I'm just focusing on getting it into the right place. That's more important for me. How did I end up choosing Fuwamoco to 3D model? Well, Fuwamoco is just kind of one of my favorite VTubers slash streamers as of recently, and so that's why I'm doing it. I actually already finished one of the two. So if you guys don't know, Fuwamoco are two VTubers, and it's actually a duo pair of VTubers. And so because they're twins, I already 3D modeled one of the two twins. So that's what we're doing today. We're finishing the second twin, which I've taken way too long to get to this point. I finished the first model like almost 2 or 3 months ago, and so I have really been slacking on getting the set done. I know there are some people that have been waiting for me to finish the set, so I'm trying my best to wrap that up just so I have less projects in my backlog that are never going to get finished. And also, I'm trying to see, it's a bit of a self-challenge, but I'm trying to see if I can finish these before the official Nendroid release, because you're getting official Nendroids sometime soon, I believe. For Good Smile Company is making something that's of these two characters, and so if I can finish both of them before Good Smile does theirs, then it's going to be an absolute win for me. Okay, here's how do the oh nice, you guys get to see my references too. All right, very cool, very cool. This kind of goes over this bang as well. So yeah, like I've said a few times earlier in the stream, I haven't done any ZBrush work in at least 2 months, so I'm definitely a little bit rusty. But if I don't just sit myself down and work on a 3D modeling project, I feel like I'm never gonna get back into 3D modeling, and so that's why I'm also streaming this. Even though I might be doing some stuff that will look a little bit not great, you know, maybe not my best work, I feel like an obligation to at least do something if I'm going to be live here on stream working on a 3D model. Anyone in the chat with some 3D modeling experience? I guess my channel is mostly caters to people that do 3D printing, so it's a bit of a cross-lap. There might be some people here that dabble. I wish I was better at 3D modeling, or that I could dedicate more time to it. There's just so many things I have to work on nowadays that I feel like I can't really find the time for it. Welcome in, Marcel. Nice to have you in the chat today. Alright, let's see if we can. And there's a few 3D modeling slash 3D printing, what's the word? Relevant things that you have to do when 3D modeling for printing. One of these is closing up any tiny little gaps. What 3D program is this? So I'm using ZBrush today. It's a bit more of a difficult 3D program to learn, but it's one of my favorites just because it has a lot of good features and I've just gotten used to it over time. So we're in ZBrush today. And so when 3D modeling for printing, a very important thing you have to do is make sure you have no tiny little gaps. There can be tiny little gaps, but that just adds more difficulty for your printer when you're trying to 3D print this model. So even though these are hairpins, here we can see in the reference photo that she has like hair clips on her bangs, you would think that the most accurate way to make them would be to just have them be flat. And so in our case, since we are going to be 3D printing this, I have to give them a bit of thickness and volume so that the printer can actually have them show up. I work with Creo, Siemens, NX Solid, Works FreeCAD, and AutoCAD. Very interesting. I haven't heard about those programs, to be honest with you. But if it's a free program, then that's very good. Because ZBrush can definitely be very pricey for most people that are just doing it as a hobbyist. So I'm always a big supporter of free 3D modeling programs. There needs to be more good ones. And you probably could do stuff like this in Blender too. I just prefer ZBrush because it's just better for my workflow. Save here real quick. So I think I'm going to move on to working on the bangs next. That's an area that I have a little bit messy right now. So if you guys aren't familiar with Fuwamoco, there are two VTubers, and luckily their designs are very similar, and so most of this model is currently a copy and paste of the other character. So, oh wow, we got a live goal. Hold on, what's up with this? Wow, wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Sleeky, for the rose. Wow. We hit our first goal in the live streaming. Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad we have some Fuwamoco fans in the chat here, or just some 3D modeling fans. I really appreciate it. You're the only dog person here, Raquel. Nice. You know, I feel like there's a lot of dog people. Well, I guess these characters are dog people. They're demon dogs, if that counts. But yeah, thank you so much for the roses. Oh, only FreeCAD is free? Okay, I see. I see. Nice. Good to hear. I'm glad it works for you. Thanks for following, Mr. Sleeky. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a ton. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of these characters, and so I feel like when you're learning a new art form or a new software, it's very important that you do a project you're kind of gonna have fun with or that you're passionate about, so that way you can actually stick through the whole design process. I've definitely tried doing a ton of projects that I'm not a big fan of, and I just drop them, or it doesn't motivate me to keep working on the project. And so this way, doing something of a character I'm a really big fan of, it really motivates me to get this software back on track in my skill sets. You must be number one, Luis. Dang, well, Mr. Sleeky absolutely dusted you in terms of being my number one supporter, so yeah, there we go. Mr. Sleeky is number one, sorry. Let's see here. You've used Tinkercad before, and that's as much as I got, lol. Nice. Yeah, I've never used Tinkercad, but 3D modeling softwares can be very daunting when figuring them out at first. So the best way to go about doing anime hair is not necessarily trying to do every single strand to get a bunch of detail, but blocking out general shapes. Luis, where are the rest? Bruh. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so you definitely want to focus on getting major chunks in, and then focusing on the smaller hair detail. So here I'm gonna, well, she has a lot of off strands on her bangs, but the general shape is kind of this downward going swoop. And so in that, once I get the general shape in, I'll be able to go back and start adding the singular strands that'll really make it look. Invite everyone so we can reach 1.4k views. I'd appreciate that a ton. Yeah, if you guys can share the live, that would help me out a ton. I'm really hoping to grow some communities here so that I could do more of these working on stuff lives because they're really fun. Let's see here. Feel free to drop any 3D modeling related questions in the chat. I'd be happy to help with what knowledge I have. I'm not the best 3D modeler by any stretch of the imagination, but I've done it enough to where I can give some good advice. So another good tip for doing anime hair is you want to make sure your strands start and end somewhere. And I know that makes a lot of sense, but here we can see that a lot of these bangs kind of go nowhere behind the headband. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm extending them past the headband to the center of the head. All right, nice. Back to number 2. Nice, we got some people fighting over who's the number 1 gifter over here on TikTok. Hey, by all means, I'm very appreciative of this feud. What do I think about a drawing pad? So I do use a drawing pad for 3D modeling. I don't think I would be able to do the ZBrush work with a mouse. Although I do a lot of my 3D modeling with a mouse, I can't do all of it, if that makes sense. Okay, they're at the other live. We gotta wait. So yeah, I do use a drawing tablet for my 3D modeling, but it's not necessary depending on what you're doing. Yeah, sorry if anyone is one of my usual viewers that's hoping to see the continuation of the Kaiju number 8 build. We will get back to it very soon. I just want to try out some new stuff. I want to try out seeing if anyone would be interested in these 3D modeling streams, and I'm still figuring out some of my technical issues. I think that this is the first stream where we are properly set up tech-wise across multiple platforms, which is exciting. Mr. Sleeky, I'm from Morelos too. Nice. We got some people representing their hometowns in chat. Very cool. Oh, I just realized. Oh, thank you, Lise, for sending the roses. Wow. There's a lot of roses flying around here. Thank you so much for all the roses. I appreciate it. And the heart. Wow. We got a dog in here, a Belgian Malinois that's also from Mexico. Shout out Mexican dogs. Are there any Mexican dogs in chat? You're being shouted out right now. And if you're new to the live here, this is often what happens. We'll start on topic of whatever I'm working on, and we'll slowly devolve into random side tangents. We had one live where we were talking about obsidian knives for quite a while. That was a fun one, that's for sure. Puente de... Oh, I'm not familiar with that spot. Interesting. I appreciate the lore, Mr. Sleeky. I'm not familiar with that area, but I'll have to look it up after the stream. Okay, so it looks like We're gonna get rid of this here. I'm gonna make this smaller. I hope you guys like the sick royalty-free beats in the background. I chose a pretty fun playlist. You can't hear any music. Oh, interesting. I'll have to see what's up with TikTok. Why I can't use the music in the background. Damn, where is everyone? I agree. I agree. When the stream started up, there was a lot of people watching, but I guess they tuned out. They're at home. Yeah, they're at home watching not as cool streams. All the epic people are here today. So if you're here watching my stream right now, you're certified an epic gamer, and you will only get wins in all the games you play. Oh yeah, yeah, there we go. We got some true gamers in here. Only absolute pros. Okay. So now I definitely got a better block out of the bangs. Very interestingly, one kind of goes over the other, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that in a convincing way. Although, like I said, I'm not trying to be 100% anime accurate, if you will. I at least am trying to get all the shapes where they should be. And often when you're doing fan art and stuff like that, that is the name of the game, or I guess the key to making something that looks good, or like the character you're trying to make. Is just making sure everything is in the right place. You're already gonna be in such a good spot. No, it's number one spot. Thank you for the chili, the It's corn, and the It's ice cream cone. These are some very funny gift names. I appreciate it. Looks like Mr. Sleeky is back on top. Alright, so I got this here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this bit of the bang and make it smaller to get the shape more accurate. Maybe. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Do this. What's the most difficult part in making a chibi character? I'd say getting out of the uncanny valley. Alright, see you soon, Mr. Sleeky. Yeah, I'd say when sculpting, I guess any character, especially anime ones though, it's very easy to find yourself in the uncanny valley, or them just looking kind of cursed or deep fried. So getting that like cuteness factor in there, I'd say, is a definitely very difficult part of actually doing a good 3D model and a good chibi. Someone wants an ugly chibi on their desk, you know? Welcome in, everyone new. Welcome in. I'd say for my 3D modeling workflow slash process, a lot of it can just be boiled down to me slightly adjusting things left and right. It seems silly, but one little adjustment the right way or the wrong way will either make the character look very nice and very cute, or just dumb and silly. It's a no in between, it feels like sometimes. So you're in for a lot of that. It's like parallel parking poorly. Just a bunch of tiny micro adjustments. the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the less micro adjustments you have to do. Well, I guess it just depends situation to situation. That's why I have a camera when I park, lol. Hey, you'd be surprised. Some people have cameras and they still go back and forth 30 times when parallel parking. Okay, looks like we got that part. Okay, it's not looking too bad, although now I feel like the bangs are a little thick looking. A very important thing to do when you're working on any artwork or just 3D models, you want to always just tab out for a second, right? It's so easy to get lost in all the little details of things. And so you just want to take a moment always to just zoom way out and see how the bigger picture is looking. Because if you don't take a moment to do that, it's very easy to just kind of zone in on that one thing and then take a break and realize this looks very, very dumb. And so I'm feeling that a little bit with these bangs. They're a little bit way too thick now. So I'll have to go back in and readjust once I get things in their proper orientation. I'm just updating some things real quick here on the stream. Is anyone watching this on desktop? I'm curious to see how it looks. I don't think I have many desktop viewers. I think most of my viewers are just, what's the word? Vertical viewers, which is fine. I still appreciate all of you guys for being here. But I'm just curious. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. So back to this. Phone only. That's alright. I feel like the primary way that people get their content nowadays is shorts and vertical, so I completely understand. I feel like nowadays it's a big, what's it called, commitment for someone to sit down and watch something on desktop all the way through. Speaking about watching stuff all the way through, make sure you guys check out my newest YouTube upload where I scan a bunch of things for Halloween. I'm really, really proud of that video. And I think it's a fun watch too. This is what's messing up the whole vibe of things. Once we bring this one in, I feel like it's going to be looking a lot better. It's not bad. Now it just looks a little bit messy, unfortunately, so I think what I can do to get that fixed up. Okay, I see. What Halloween items do I have planned? I'm still figuring out what I should make for this Halloween. I definitely want to do some sort of spooky video. I already did some spooky items for Halloween, but I want to do like a spooky cosplay or something, so I'll have to see what I can fit into the schedule. This is not very spooky. Maybe I should have done a spooky 3D modeling session, or like 3D modeling something specifically spooky. But oh well. That'll be for the next one. Can you print a fake leg for your dog? What happened to his actual leg? Did you eat it? Did the dog eat it? You know, dogs eat their legs sometimes. Kind of silly looking. This is always a fun angle. You can always hit some very fun angles when you're 3D modeling, such as this current one right here. But I'm just making sure that none of the hair... No, human leg. Oh, okay. No, I think your dog can probably find a human leg on his own, you know. It'll be a fun, like, Halloween activity. Like, just go to a crime scene, searching for, what's it called? Human remains in a crime scene with my dog. I think I saw Mr. Sleeky back in the chat. Let us know if you're there, Mr. Sleeky, and welcome back. I did? Well, I see names when people pop into the chat. So welcome back if you're back from your long break. Switch these around. What up, Reggie? How's it going? You know what I wanted to add for this stream, but I also didn't know if it was going to be a good idea? I'm going to add some like Subway Surfers gameplay in the bottom right or something. I think that would be pretty funny, so I might do that for next stream. Or just had something silly like that, so. Yeah, yes, nice. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Because, you know, at least for TikTok Live, where I feel like not a lot of people stick around for a while, it would be pretty funny. I walk my fish and clean the dog tank full of water. Lol. Yes? Okay, understandable. Mr. Sleeky, can I ask what your profile picture is? It looks very cool. Is it like is that Batman and Hello Kitty? Or can I ask the lore of your profile picture? I'm tired, my bad. No worries. Batman and Hello Kitty. Okay. Very, very cool. That picture goes very hard. That's definitely an album cover worthy picture right there. It was me and my GF. Okay, I see. I see. Understandable. X. Oh, that's unfortunate. Happens to the best of us. Don't worry, Mr. Sleeky. You'll find another. There are plenty of fish to walk, as you say. Oops. How's everyone's week going, by the way? Any exciting stuff happening for anyone this week? At Crystal Lattice, am I dressing up for Halloween? I most likely will. I just haven't figured it out yet. I gotta find something that I want to dress up as first. Or an event, I guess. The crazy part, the new guys sound exactly my name, but reverse. Interesting. Very interesting. So he's like the Nemesis version of you. Or the alternate timeline version of you. You're gonna be a cow. Nice. Cow is a very cool Halloween outfit, that's for sure. Can I 3D print a dog tag? I probably could. If you guys could share the live, that helps a ton. Share it with your friends, your family, and people you don't know. Just start sending it into random group chats. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing the live. Very, very helpful. Thank you. Thank you guys, much appreciated. Yeah, share it with your friends, share it with your parents. They might be interested. Welcome in. You send it to Diddy, hopefully he responds. Bruh. I don't know if we want Diddy inside the chat. Or you know what? If he joins from jail, that'd be kind of funny. We get like an exclusive live Diddy testament before his trial. Bruh. Free Diddy? No, I don't think Free Diddy's a thing we should be saying. I think he's pretty cooked, respectfully. Homeboy he's not just cooked, he's getting absolutely charred. The difference is that homie actually did it. That's what's different about the Free Diddy thing. Yeah, Free Diddy, but nowhere near me, exactly. Free him into the middle of the ocean. Maybe at that. Yeah, exactly. Nowhere near me. You got an idea? Alright, let's hear it. How to boost views. Okay. You got my attention. Yellow, my favorite color. My name Jeff. Dude, no, I'm not gonna do a ditty to boost views. I'm gonna go to jail. That's go to jail speedrun right there. That's turbo jail. Then it doesn't matter if I have views or not if I'm just in jail. Baby oil in his face. No. Please no. You can boost views by showing me play fetch. Maybe. Maybe. You know what would be a great way I could boost views but be absolutely skirting the line of getting myself banned? If I just work on the babonga part of this design. And I was worried about it because I still have to finish this dress part of the design. But I'll have to do it at some other time. So I do have to finish the dress. And so I feel like if I try and finish the dress and I have it, the underlying mesh just showing, I'm gonna get absolutely banned. Like, it was gonna be like, not Google, YouTube. It's gonna be like, he's showing inappropriate. Ban him at this instant. So that's the main reason why I'm probably gonna do that part off stream, or who knows? Maybe if I do it on stream, I'll have to put like a funny sensor up on screen. Boost, you mean? Yeah, I can boost by sculpting boobs. Alright, that's a bad one. That was a bad pun. I see all these people joining in the chat and then they instantly leave. Guys, stick around. We're having a fun stream. Do the concert one? Maybe. Maybe that too. What can we do to coax in the viewers? I just step in for a second and then leave. Maybe we could like switch screens and do like a 360 no scope. What software is this? I am using ZBrush today. Yeah, ZBrush is my personal favorite 3D modeling software, although it definitely is a bit pricey. But I really like it. I think especially for anime stuff like this, ZBrush works very well. Make my mic louder. I can turn my mic up on TikTok if it's a bit loud. If it's a bit low. Let me know. Is the mic low on TikTok? I can always raise it a bit. It's no problem. Music? Yeah, I don't know why TikTok I couldn't get my music in. I'll have to figure that out for the next time. You know what? I can see if I can figure this out real quick. I don't know how to make people or anything that requires sculpting. Yeah, digital sculpting can definitely be a bit of a curveball when it comes to learning in 3D softwares. But it is worth it. It's worth the time if you feel like what you're looking for is never available for 3D printing. So I'd say it's worth it. I don't regret learning it, but I do wish I had more time to be better at 3D modeling. It's definitely one of those skill trees that just has a lot of time investment to it. Get a cheap mic and start yelling until the ears pop. That would be mean to the viewers. I like to have a chill vibe in my streams. Do an ASMR video. I don't know. I feel like I make people uncomfortable with ASMR. You know, I use Fusion for my main 3D modeling software. Nice. Yeah, Fusion is definitely a difficult challenge, a difficult software for me at least. But it is a very, very good 3D modeling app. And you know, I think it's fine too. I feel like everyone kind of chooses the software that's best for their needs. So since I don't do too many things that require specific like hinges or joints or what's it called, tolerances, ZBrush is great for me. What up, Infinite Escape? Glad you can make it. We're not at the end of the stream this time. We're right at the beginning. Or I don't know how long I've been doing this, but I'm still gonna stick around for a while. We're doing some 3D modeling today. Blender makes my brain hurt trying to figure it out. Yeah, Blender can definitely be difficult too. I prefer ZBrush over Blender just because it can handle more detailed stuff a lot better. For me, Blender, it just can't handle some of the sculpting features like ZBrush can. So yeah, Fusion, though Fusion and Blender can be a pretty good workflow for certain things if you kind of want to start figuring out more 3D modeling. Your bedtime is soon, Reggie. Okay, go to bed. Is this PG-13 or 18 plus? This is I don't know. I guess would be PG-13 because I swear sometimes. But yeah, we're a PG-13 stream right here. Looks cute. Thank you. I've been figuring out the bangs this whole time. This is what this whole stream has been, styling the bangs. So yeah, if you ever want to, what's it called? Do, I guess, toy design or figure design, ZBrush is a great way to do that. Or if you just like making cute things. We've been here for almost a good hour just styling some bangs. But it's very important, you know? It's the front face of the figure. It's the front of the hair. I gotta make sure it looks proper. Because if the bangs don't look right, it's just not gonna work. Do an animation on Bluey. I actually don't know how to do 3D animation. I only do 3D sculpting. Have I made any props recently? So I haven't done any brand new 3D models. The Kaiju number 8 spine was the most recent 3D model that we did. So yeah, I'll have to, what's it called? Let's see. Yeah, I love Bluey. Mr. Sleeky is onto something with Bluey. Yeah, it would definitely be a Bluey 3D model would be fun. I could do a 3D model. An animation would be hard for me. I don't think I could figure that out, but some sort of 3D model. Maybe a Bluey conversion is something. But yeah, today's 3D modeling is a hair day, if that's exciting for anyone here. I'd say hair is one of the more relaxed parts of 3D modeling. You can take your time and just not be super stressed out with how it looks. I made Kikoru's axe. It's taller than me. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I saw a lot of people printing that out when Kaiju number 8 came out. And I saw it and I'm like, man, I don't think that's for me. That's just way too big. Where am I gonna put it? But if I had the space and filament for it, that's a super cool prop. Did you print it out in multicolor and paint it, or did you print it out all in like the gray and silver color? Or is it green? I don't remember what color it is. Bluey was my birthday party theme. Nice. I love themed birthday parties. I feel like we gotta bring that back. I'm tempted to make Mina's railgun. That would also be very cool. I think I saw that Frankly Built made that, if that's his name, on TikTok. He did a pretty good job with that. Yeah, it would be a super cool project. Tag us or send me a chat if you do end up doing that so I could see your progress. I definitely want to start taking on bigger props. I just don't have the time for it, or I feel like it's hard to justify it for a YouTube video if it gets low views. Like, I'm still working on my Monster Hunter gun lance, unfortunately. And so let's hope that that YouTube video gets good views, but we'll see. This is a very interesting part of the design. She has like two like mini twin tails, but they're not really twin tails. They're like, I don't know. What would you describe this hairstyle feature or part? It's not painted yet. I have to get past the fear of failure of keeping you back. Man, don't even worry about that. You got this. You absolutely got this. Worst case scenario, you just sand the paint off and then you start over. No need to fear failure. Plus, it's your prop and your art. You should have the freedom to, you know, have fun with it. Do a spooky dog. So I actually made a ghost beagle 3D design last year, where it's like a beagle wearing a ghost outfit, like a cloth with the holes cut out. So I'm hoping to make some videos about that, just because I didn't really show it off too much last year, and I'd love to get some more eyes on it this year. It's a 3D model I'm super proud of, but just never really went anywhere, unfortunately. What about a Belgian Malinois? Maybe. I could do a Belgian Malinois and a German Shepherd and just, what's it called, make the Belgian Malinois skinnier and the German Shepherd a bit wider. Yeah, I want to start a business with printing stuff for cosplayers, so I want to get better at it. Nice. Yeah, I definitely say don't be afraid of failure. You'll, as you do more projects, you'll learn and get better. So don't worry about it, dude. The best thing to do when trying to get better in art form is to just do it. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm the best 3D designer, but you know, I'm here. I'm trying my best. No German Shepherd. Why not? German Shepherds are fun. Does anyone have a dog in chat besides Reggie, who is a dog? You have a dog, Raquel? Nice. What type of dog is it? I'm not either. I know I have a ton of stuff to figure out. How Fusion, I think you mean, I'm gonna assume you meant on Fusion. But yeah, definitely, whoa. Don't be afraid to try out stuff. I mean, I have definitely had a ton of projects that just kind of don't turn out how I'd like them to. And so it's kind of only by just doing that trial and error that I figure out what works for me, what doesn't work for me. A Shih Tzu mixed with bitch, is that bichon? Is that how you say that? If that is, that's a really funny, it's a funny name. Named Fluffy. Fluffy's a good dog name, I'd say. I feel like names that are like too human. Okay, I see. Like superhuman names for dogs, like Bartholomew, kind of weird. I gotta fix up the hair here. It's not anywhere close to how it should be. Reginald, yeah, Reginald is a cool name for a dog. That's an epic name for a dog. Very regal. I just made a chainsaw for my friend's cosplay. Nice. Was it from a specific show or was it just a chainsaw? I don't know if I should just redo these hair strands all together. I think I might, to be honest. Would you guys like to see a Yankee with no brim? How? Hold on. here's another fun part of 3D modeling. You can kind of see the sillier parts of a design. So here I have what I like to call the Yankee with no brim. It's from a game that just got a remaster called Lollipop Chainsaw. Oh, I know Lollipop Chainsaw. That's a fun one. First time chatter, welcome in. Oh, let's see if I don't butcher your name. Jimmy Cramorph. Welcome in. Straw Girl Berry. Welcome in. Welcome in. Close enough. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yo, thank you to Jomar JV for raiding me. Party Parrot. Thanks for joining my stream, you guys. It's been a little bit lonely, so I appreciate it. Welcome in. We're doing some 3D modeling. You joined in where I had the character bald, but this is what we're sculpting today. And I've mostly been doing hair work on getting the hair looking better. Your stuff looking dope. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at 3D modeling. I've been taking a bit of a break from it, but now we're so back, and I'm here to bring you guys along for the ride. But thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Man. So, I'm not sure if you guys can see the slideshow, but those are the references I'm using for today. If you're not familiar with the character design, she's a VTuber. If any of you guys are interested in this. How do I rate? No, it's a raid. So on Twitch, someone can bring all their live viewers over to another stream. You made those? The references? No, the references are official artwork, but the, what's it called? The 3D model is mine. I have been working on this recently. This slideshow is not on TikTok. Yeah, that's because you guys can actually see the reference program I'm using. So these pictures I'm zooming into are my references. But yeah, I've been 3D modeling on and off for quite a few years. I've never really had the time to dedicate to going super pro at it, but I'd really love to. I'd love to make more chibis, especially of VTubers or anime characters that I like that don't get any love. So cute. Thank you. Here, I'll show you for the people that are just tuning in or haven't been around for the whole stream. So these characters are called Fuwamoco, and they're actually two twins. And so I already finished one of the two. Here's the second one. I love that, bringing some light to new VTubers. Yeah, so Fuwamoco, they're kind of big, a lot bigger than I am. But yeah, I definitely love to work on some more indie VTubers as well. Just because you gotta support all these independent artists and streamers like me. But yeah, they're pretty big. I think they're close to like 1 million subs on YouTube. But here's how the duo look together. So I'm trying to finish them out because I've already 3D printed the first of the two, which is Mokoko. Yeah, these look awesome for 3D printing. Yeah, so I actually designed these models to both 3D print in color with a bamboo machine. So the bamboos have multicolor printing, and I've designed these in a way so that the machine can have an easier time printing out all the colors. So color printing, nice. Yeah, so for now, everything that you see on the 3D render is printable. Like, it comes out exactly how it looks, except for the eyes. For the eyes, I did need to make some stickers. So I made some eye stickers out of just like sticker paper, and it worked pretty well, although it has difficulty adhering on the rounded surface. So I'll have to figure out how to do that a bit better for this next one. But yeah, if I could get everything 100% 3D printed, that would be amazing. But I can understand why the eyes would be a difficult one. They have a lot of detail to them. I could try making simpler eyes. That's also an option, but I'll have to see. Right now I'm debating on what to do with the back of this head. It looks a little strange. I see what you mean. Nice. We appreciate amazing puns here in this chat. I love my bamboo printer, but I'm not multicolor printing as much as I thought it would be. Yeah, it really is very use case scenario. I use my bamboo a lot for props just because it's super fast with the, I think it's Core XY or the enclosure, whatever you call it. It's just a really reliable printer, so I do use it for a lot of my props. But yeah, the multicolor feature is something I don't always use just because of how wasteful it can be. Kind of gotta figure out. So sometimes with these designs in anime or in VTubers or whatever, they just simplify stuff, like let's say the back of the head, to just straight up one plane without a lot of detail. So right now I just gotta figure out what's the best way to translate that, you know. Some things really don't work from drawing to 3D model as easily as you might think. One that especially I feel like is difficult to translate is spiky hair. Whenever I see an anime character that their hair is just spikes, I'm like, this is gonna be miserable to 3D model. So I try to avoid those, but sometimes it's just a inevitable thing you have to do. I don't know, there's any characters you guys might know that have spiky hair. I'm blanking on names right now. But if you have an idea, let me know. I just wish the bamboo print bed was bigger. Bamboo, hear me please, lol. I feel like they're probably gonna make a bigger print sometime soon. That's the only thing that they're missing from taking over the 3D printing market. But even if they don't, they are so good where they're at. They're absolutely killing it right now, Bamboo. They're definitely like the iPhone of 3D printing. Which is, it can be good, you know, for people that want to get into 3D. 90% of anime characters. Yeah, Bamboo can be great for people that want to learn stuff but don't have the time for it. Honestly, I'd say that 90% of all shonen characters, their hairstyles are just spiky. Oh, let's see. I just thought of a few. Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen, spiky hair. Although that at least has a bit more form to it. Like, I'm talking about when the character is looking sideways, their hairstyle is just like spikes. Like, there isn't even like individual tufts or strands of hair. Like, it's just straight up spikes. I feel like there's a Soul Eater character, the blue haired kid. I forgot his name, but his hair is like that. I have no idea what his name is. I forgot. It's been way too long. Black Star? Yeah, Black Star. Isn't his hair just like spikes? I feel like it might be. Naruto? Yeah. But at least for Naruto, just because he's so iconic and they've made so much merchandise of him, they've kind of developed it into a look that can be 3D modeled. So, but yeah, Naruto definitely is one. Black Star maybe two. I love my Alegu Neptune 3 Plus, but I can never get the bed level. Huh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Bed leveling can definitely be quite an annoying issue with some printers, especially larger ones. Even our Prusa XL sometimes has difficulties. Hate to rate and leave and go, but I gotta go to bed. Have an awesome stream. No, thank you, no worries. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I really do. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Making hair strands can be definitely a little bit weird sometimes. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, Jamar JV. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the follow as well. I thought I had my notification set up, but so is this a perpetual license for ZBrush? No, unfortunately. I wish. I really wish that what's it called? This was like a forever license. Thank you so much for everyone who followed me from the raid. I really appreciate it. I don't know why I'm not getting sounds for my what's it called, alerts. I'll have to fix that in the next one. Is it off the books? No, I just have a student license right now, so that's what I'm using. So I have a bit of a discount on it right now. But yeah, once my student license status runs out, I'm gonna be absolutely cooked. And I might just have to fork over the money for this program, or I'll have to see if I can get like a small business or entrepreneur license. I try to make money when I can from 3D modeling, but it definitely is something that can be a little bit difficult. I tried to get a student license, but the payment wasn't working. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the student license is definitely a great deal. Fusion has a hobby license that's completely free. Yeah, it does. I remember using that a long time ago. I'm glad they still have that. I feel like more big programs should do that, especially like ZBrush, because I know that they only have student, and like hobbyist is still like almost 70 a month, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's definitely way too pricey if you're just trying to do it for fun. That's why I, when I can, make 3D models that I can sell. About 33 a month, I think. Huh. I'll have to check that. It's definitely been very long, but that's unbelievable. I honestly would not be surprised if it's more than 33. But yeah, I feel like every subscription nowadays, or either everything requires a subscription, or has like an absurd subscription price. Like I recently signed up for a gym membership, and it's like, okay, it's 17 a month, and now there's like a join fee, and then there's a yearly cleaning fee that gets charged on your second month. Like, bro, what? Just let me go to the gym. Like, dang. But that's with the year plan though. Oh, I see. I always wonder if it's really worth it buying a year plan for a product. They always like put that option there, and I'm like, no, let me see if I like it for a month at least. But then you think like maybe I should just buy the year plan to start off. This is a, yeah, they get you with those free trial BS 100%. 100%. This part of the hair is definitely very challenging. I helped my I helped my dad make a scythe for power. Nice. Yeah, when is Chainsaw Man like anything else coming out for that? I feel like it's been a minute since we last got Chainsaw Man content. Does anyone know? Because I know that they were supposed to do a Bomb Devil or like Reese. Manga's been good. Yeah, I feel like there's so many things where I should just read the manga for it instead, but I don't know. I just prefer watching it in anime so much. Like I know Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a whole lot of stuff happening in the manga, but I don't know. I just kind of want to wait for the anime. But then there's spoilers. Like you can't go anywhere on TikTok nowadays without getting spoiled something. Um, yeah, but I'm really hoping that they release something Chainsaw Man this year. Although we're kind of late into the year with little to no announcements, so it might be a little hope that I have for that happening. This is definitely one of those like anime hairstyles where it's just like it looks very nice and cute in the drawing, but when it comes to what's it called, bringing it to life, it's just kind of like that doesn't make sense. These things can't possibly go together. Like where does all that go? Like it's hair let down, but then there's like two little twin tails on the side. And it's just like, what? Where do the twin tails come from? What do they connect to? This is probably why I'm not a hairstylist, though. It'd be too complicated. Hmm. You know what? I gotta make this a lot longer than how I have it right now. That's probably what's not helping me here. Yeah, that's better. So what you in school for? Funny. So I was in school, and now I'm trying to be an artist, and so I kind of just still have my status enlisted, so that's how I can get my free trials still. Um, but yeah, I'm not in school anymore. I was in school for art, but I thought it wasn't very useful. I feel like people that like are in art school always get like the jokes made like you're in art school. Hope you like being poor, and I'm like facts, like actual facts, like the with the stuff they teach there. I'm like ooh boy, yeah. Maybe if you guys are interested, one day I'll do my hot takes about going to art school because I feel like I have a lot of them. But if you want, at least in my experience, I can't talk for everyone. Nah, we only make fun of business majors where I'm from. Nice. Nice. Um, yeah, I can't talk for everyone's experience because it depends on what school you're going to and what your hopes are in school. But at least for me, I found it very unsatisfactory, and so that's why I left. Um, Most of the stuff you could learn in person, and especially with all the AI shenanigans going around, it's like very hard to be in there and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna learn when you check like Twitter or YouTube and like you see that a brand new AI that can do everything you just learned in like 5 seconds comes out. So especially with art, it's like art is one of those things that you're free to kind of make your own path in. So that's kind of why I made my decision there. But yeah, college in itself is a tricky thing, expensive, time consuming. So I feel like it's something I could talk about for a very long time, but I don't think it's a very fun topic either. What time is it over there? Welcome back, Mr. Sleeky, by the way. I don't know if you've just kind of been hanging out in chat or if you went to go do something else, but it is 10:10 for me. 10:10 p.m. What about you? Oh, Midwest. Yeah, I am Midwest. I hope I didn't just dox myself. I should have given like a random time. Like it's 5:30 for me, guys. I was lying. But yeah, I'm from the mid of the waste, the most beautiful part of America. It's truly a vibe over here. Finding someone from that time is crazy. Really? Where are you from then? Just curiosity, or a time zone at least. It's 3 a.m. over here. You should be in bed, my friend. But I appreciate you being here. East Coast. Yeah, I can't say I know many East Coast people. So welcome in. Welcome in, East Coasters. So an hour ahead. Okay, so it's 11 for you guys. Nice. It's about late night for everyone here. Or for Mr. Sleeky, I guess it's about to be morning. But I get it. You just have those nights where you can't sleep sometimes. I used to 3D model like way late into the night. Like I'm talking, what's it called? 4 in the morning was the latest I ever just like spent locked in a project. But since then I've moved my PC setup somewhere else, and I feel like I just kind of sleep better. So yeah, maybe there's some advice in that don't put your working computer in your room if you can avoid it. It definitely can encourage some bad habits, especially if you have a gaming setup and it's in your room. That we can't end off on a loss, and the bed being right next to you is a very dangerous combo. Before you know it, it's like 5 in the morning, and you're still getting blasted on ranked. All right, we got a little bit of the hair shapeage in there. Kind of gotta bridge the gap of all these bald spots. So I think I'll add some duplication here. Does anyone here play any video games? Any pro gamers in here? I feel like I don't really game that much anymore, so I'm curious to hear what everyone else plays. The last game that I played, or I guess I'm still playing it, so I've been playing Space Marine 2. You played Warframe today? I don't think I know that game. What's Warframe about? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. You have to tell me about it. Oops. But yeah, the last game I played, or am playing right now, is Space Marine 2. And I find it pretty fun. I've always wanted to get into Warhammer, so this is how I'm finally doing that. Looter, shooter, space ninja, MMO. Interesting, that sounds fun. That's a lot of concepts that sound like they'd make a good game. What about you, Mr. Sleeky? Do you play any video games? Is MMO like Dota and League of Legends, or what does MMO mean? I've always been confused on that one. I just assumed it's like one of those type of games. Those are MOBAs. I see. So an MMO is like RuneScape? Is that what that's like? Yeah, like RuneScape. Okay, see, I know something. I know something about something. I'm not that lost. Thankfully. Alright, well I think we got the hair shape pretty good. Although it's got a bit of a weird curve to it, so I'm gonna be fixing that next. Let's save it in a minute. Hold on. This might be one of my longest Twitch streams yet. How long? Or not Twitch, but like streams in general. Well, Twitch, YouTube, all across the board. And luckily here, let me pull this up. I think that I'm close to hitting my goal. Yeah, I'm at 6 out of 10 followers to grow my Twitch account. So that's exciting. That is very exciting. But yeah, for anyone new here, I typically do a lot more cosplay stuff in my streams. This is just kind of something new. I'm testing the water, see if people like this content. But typically I do EVA foam work at my desk. Oh, like props? Yeah, so that's the main content I do on my channel and on my socials. But 3D modeling is kind of like a big part of it that I don't really get to talk about too much or show off. Like, yes, I do show the models once they're done, but the process itself, I think, is pretty interesting, and there's not a lot of content creators that do specifically like 3D modeling of like anime characters. There are definitely some, but I'm hoping to show what I've learned, because when I was learning how to do this, there was not a lot of people to point in as a reference or to watch some work that spoke English. A lot of the people that I watched just spoke Japanese, and so I kind of had to figure out with context clues or translators. So I'm hoping to do a bit more of this in case there's anyone like me. They can use these streams to learn something new. Okay, I gotta figure out what's going on here in the back of the head. It's looking a little bit funky. Should probably organize my files here a bit better. So for those of you viewing on the landscape stream, all of these different items on the right that are in the list, those are all the parts that I currently have made that just make up the hair sculpt. So each piece is its own separate object. 3D modeling can get very computer heavy sometimes. So I remember when I used to do this on my laptop, my poor laptop was fighting for its life daily. So I'm very grateful I now have a rig that's good enough to support the work I like to do. Unfortunately though, I can't really give you many details on what my rig is, like the specific components to it. I'm not a very big computer guy, and my brother built it for me, so I'm a bit clueless when it comes to that. But whatever help I can offer, I'd be glad to. Definitely a good graphics card is very important when it comes to 3D modeling, and RAM. A lot of the different processes that need to be done for all the geometry are very RAM heavy. Whenever I say RAM, it just kind of reminds me, if you guys know that one clip of like the little kid at a Minecraft convention panel. He's like, what's the dedicated amount of RAM that you should use for a Minecraft server? I love that. I love that clip so much. I feel like it's one of those like classic memes at this point, you know. I was just looking over here. Nice. Alright, cool. By the way, guys, today we're celebrating something very special. Today we're celebrating my least scuff stream to date. I know. Thank you. We've come a very long way from talking for 5 minutes with my mic unplugged to the stream lagging to all hell or me not being able to view chat. I feel like we've come a very, very long way, guys. So I'd like to thank you for watching or your continued support during these scuffed live streams. I really am trying my best here. So I appreciate you all being here. Hopefully you'll stick around for when I have everything set up. Maybe I'll try and get emotes or something soon. So I know whenever I try and set up my alerts and all that, it asks me for emotes. So who knows? Maybe I'll try and figure that out next. I don't know what I could do as emotes. Because I think that on Twitch, I tried to set up an alert when someone followed me. There'd be a GIF of our Kaiju number 8 cosplayer dancing. But I couldn't tell if it worked. I don't know. It just didn't give me a sound alert on my end, unfortunately. So I had no idea. It's detected that the live chat didn't appear on screen in the past 2 minutes. Welcome in, Moldy Man. How's it going? We're doing some 3D modeling tonight. Mostly working on some hair here on this Chibi. It's not the most exciting thing, but it is definitely a very relaxing part of 3D modeling. Weird. Me as well, making a low poly toe roof from Dragon Maid. Nice! Yeah, low poly is definitely a great way to get yourself introed on 3D modeling, or even just to have a very nice consistent style. Mine's looking very good. Thank you, thank you. I've been working on this for quite a while, or I guess slacking on it for quite a while. And so I'm trying to finish it soon because I have the twin of this character's Chibi. See if I can pull this up on the vertical for you guys to see. So I have the twin of the character already finished, and it's been finished for a while. And so now I'm just trying to reunite them in 3D printed form, because I do my 3D modeling mostly for 3D printing. So here, I'm not sure if you can see this, but yeah, here are the two Chibis together. What up, Luis? Welcome in, welcome in. How's the stream going? Not too bad, not too bad. We've had some exciting things happen this stream. We had a gift war over on TikTok. It was my first time having a gift war happen in my chat. Mr. Sleeky, who is in Mexico, is currently our #1. We had a Twitch raid earlier, which is very exciting. I've never had a Twitch raid happen. And now we're on YouTube. Well, we've been on YouTube, but now it looks like most people are here on YouTube. Yo, I never even thought about 3D printing mine. That's so cool. Yeah, 3D printing or 3D designing for 3D printing is definitely a little bit different, but that's what I love to do. There's just a very nice feeling when you finish up a file and you get to hold it in your hands. Or in this case, I'm designing these to be printed out in multicolor filament or on a multicolor filament printer. Who won today? Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok? Let me see if I can see top viewers real quick. So I think TikTok had the most viewers of all of my streams today. Yeah. So currently TikTok won on today's live, which is very surprising because typically YouTube has a lot of viewers. I think today, just because I'm doing something that isn't my typical cosplay live stream, maybe people weren't super interested. Or maybe it was my thumbnail, although I'm pretty proud of my thumbnail, so I hope it wasn't that. But to be fair, I typically put silly things on my thumbnail, and so that brings a lot of people in. But yeah, like I was saying, I mostly design for 3D printing, so it's definitely a little bit different. It's a little bit of a challenge to get things working properly, but it's a great payoff at the end when you get to hold your hard work in your hand or have it on your desk. Whoops. I'm supposed to say YouTube? Oops, sorry, I was being honest. Yeah, you YouTube viewers are the best. Although, to be honest, you guys typically have the most, what's it called? Nice chats with me, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like we have a really good back and forth. Today was the first day on TikTok where I finally got a good back and forth with my viewers, but typically here on YouTube is where I connect with people the best. I'm not sure if Infinite Escape is still here. They've been viewing for quite a few of our streams, so that's definitely one name that comes to mind. And there was other character that was in another stream called D2. He was a funny lad. So I don't know what that bloke's up to, but yeah, YouTube is definitely where I have the best back and forth with my viewers. I'm not sure if you're still there, Moldy Man, but what 3D modeling software do you use? I'm curious to learn. My audio is kind of low, by the way. I can fix that. See if that helps. Is that any better? I hope it's any better. I don't know if the music's loud. That might be an issue too. Let's see, let me go back to chat here. Blender? Okay, nice. Yeah, we've had quite a few people on Blender too as well. Blender's a great software for getting started, especially because it's free. That's a great incentivizer to learn a new skill. I started off in Blender as well, so I definitely also have quite a bit of respect for the application and the program. How long have you been 3D modeling, Moldy Man? Got a bit of a situation here where unfortunately I got my hair strands crossed. See if I can do something to get these untangled. A week? Nice. Hey, it's never too late to start a new skill. So I'm proud of you for taking on the challenge. You know what? We're just going to, yeah. Gonna do that, and we're gonna do this as well. It's about the best way I figured to get rid of the crossed hair strands. So we're gonna delete what I just removed. But yeah, I remember when I started 3D modeling. I started 3D modeling during quarantine. Yeah, so it was during quarantine when I started 3D modeling. So it was just a perfect time because everyone had time on their hands. And since then, I think I've gotten better. I hope that I've gotten better. And yeah, it's definitely a very cool skill to have. I feel like it's one of those kind of underrated slash underappreciated skills. Oh, doesn't look great. Whoops. Good night, good night. See you later, Reculation. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I think this stream was was more exciting, or it definitely had a lot more people hanging out with me than my stream yesterday, which was unboxing bootlegged Attack on Titan figures. Which I'm a bit sad about that stream didn't do too well, because it was a pretty fun subject matter, but it's not the last of those bootleg Attack on Titan figures. I'm going to be doing a repaint job on those, so hopefully people will be interested in seeing the follow-up videos I have to do on those. Because I think it's going to be a fun video, but I honestly don't know. People might just not be interested in that. Okay, that's fixed now. I have not saved in a minute. Let's do that real quick. What up, Infinite Escape? This looks so hard. It can be difficult for first timers. I won't deny. It definitely took me quite a while of just learning and experimenting before I got used to it. I wouldn't say I'm good at this still. I feel like that's compared to where most what's it called, average zebra users are at. I'm definitely nowhere near getting to call myself good, but I can at least make what I want now, which is the fun part. I don't think I can get into 3D modeling. Yeah, it definitely is something that takes a lot of time at first and dedication, but I'd say that you could do anything you put your mind to. It's more of a matter of just kind of having the time to do it. I know it's definitely something I've heard a lot, where people just don't have the time to learn this, and I can understand that. If it weren't for me learning it at the time that I did during quarantine, I don't think I would have ever learned 3D modeling either. My stuff looks good though. Thank you, thank you. I hope to get better at 3D modeling. That's for sure. Where I could actually finish something during one of these streams. That would be a great goal. So I know I've definitely worked a little bit slowly in 3D, but I just take my time to try and make everything look good. Like, we've been styling this hair for almost 2 hours now, but it's nowhere near the longest I've taken doing a hairstyle on an anime sculpt. Hopefully, if you guys are still interested in 3D modeling streams, I'll do more of them and I'll get better. Maybe I could do like a viewers suggest I try and sculpt in, I don't know, 1 hour challenge. I think that would be good for me. It's kind of good sometimes to have a short deadline, a short and quick one. It really pushes you to your creative limits. At least I found that in a lot of instances where I've had short deadlines is where I kind of, learn something new, find out that I can do something I just didn't expect. That sounds like a cool challenge, yeah. What do you think I should sculpt, like, for that challenge? Do you have any ideas? I'll I'll give you creative liberties since there isn't too many people here right now, unfortunately. I feel like a chibi might be a bit too complicated, but it depends on who the character is. Maybe like a mascot. So I sculpted Pochita from Chainsaw Man once, and I was really proud of how that came out. Nice. Our brain waves linked up there for a second. Pochita, yeah. I have to find another character that's like Pochita, where it's like very simple. But I don't know. I'm not too familiar with other anime dogs. Isn't there like a dog from Cowboy Bebop? I've never watched it, but I've seen it on like the promotional material. Yeah, same brain. Nice. I'm doing it. Say shared brain cell. Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm starting to what's the word? Influence the lives of my viewers. I'm taking over. Um yeah, that was funny though. But I feel like Pochita is one of those like super iconic, like what's it called, mascot characters. Can't think of anyone else though off the top of my brain. Khan from Bleach might be good too. Still simple. Let me look that up. Khan Bleach. Oh, I've seen this. It's a little star lion guy. I think that would be a fun challenge. That could probably work out pretty well. I'll definitely keep that in the back of my, in my, not in the back of my head, because that's a good one. I see here there's a buff con with like muscles. That's a fun one too. Could you explain to me the lore of this buff con? I'm kind of curious now. Yeah, I never realized that that mascot was from Bleach. I definitely have seen it before. That's for sure. I actually have no idea why he's buff there. Nice. It's just kind of one of those things that happen. So is this character more like a actual personality that talks, or is it what's it called? More like Pochita. Haven't finished the anime yet. Okay, I see. I see. Is he like a chopper type character? I'm gonna reset my live over here. Today has been a pretty exciting stream day. He talks very expressive, so he's like Chopper. Is that a good Chopper from One Piece? Is that a good comparison? I don't know. I'm trying to think of other like anime looking characters. They're not anime looking characters, obviously. Like mascot looking characters that talk. I haven't seen One Piece. I haven't either. Don't worry. Don't worry about that at all. I have not seen it either. I just know enough from friends and memes online about One Piece. No worries there. But yeah, I'd say today was a very successful stream day. We finally have a non-scuff stream on multi-platforms, which is exciting because for the longest time, either Twitch just wasn't working, or my TikTok live would just end randomly, or what else would happen? I'd be super laggy on YouTube. So this is the first day of non-scuff streaming. Emil from Near Replicant is pretty popular and has simple shapes too. Just extra ideas for the challenge. Let me look that up too. Emil. I've never heard of this character. Emil. Oh, it's the this guy. Okay. I know this guy. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad either. The face is kind of scary though. That teeth would be a fun challenge. Woo, non-scuff stream. Yeah, I'm very excited about a non-scuff stream. I feel like I've worked so long to make this happen. And so I'm so happy that I finally have a non-scuff stream. Can I ask, what does Emil do in Nier? Because I definitely have seen that design while I was doing the Grimoire Weiss project. And I've always been curious. Is that a character good guy or bad guy? I'd assume bad guy just based off of the look, but I could be wrong. I feel like I always ride a very fine line when doing these hair sculpts of it just kind of looking like big noodles or actually looking like hair. It's always one of those fighting back and forth type things. Okay. So this is finally good so I can mirror this. Okay, that works. That definitely works. What's my favorite video game? Huh. That's a hard question. Maybe, yeah, I'd say Dead Space. Dead Space 2 is one of my favorites. Oh, Dead Space 1 is also really great. But does it... Oh my god, the stuttering. But the designs from Dead Space 2 I think look super, super cool. Yeah, that's one game. Or I guess a series in general. That's one series I wish I could replay for the first time again. Dead Space is a very, very fun game. the ambiance. I feel like not many games like it exist. What about you? What's your favorite game? If I'd have to guess, I'd guess Nier maybe, but I could be wrong. Would would I cosplay from it? Maybe. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'd say yeah. One day I'd like to. So on my channel, one of our very early videos was actually making a helmet from Dead Space. So we have that up there. Your favorite is Nier. Nice. I don't blame you. I've heard so many good things about Nier where I'm not surprised. Um, but yeah, maybe one day I'd expand on Dead Space armor because I made some helmets from that game once for a YouTube video. But those were gifts for some friends. So since then, I haven't done anything from the game. What about you? I know you said you cosplay 2B from Nier, but is there any other characters from the game that you'd want to cosplay? I'm not too familiar with the character, so I'll probably have to look it up. Okay, I got all the shapes in the right place. Definitely A2. Let me look that up. A2 Nier. Oh, wow. Wow. Very powerful lady, it seems. That's my initial impression. I like the long hair. That's a very cool look. The sword is really cool too. Nice. That would definitely be a very cool cosplay. Would you do like um the I don't know how to either her DLC outfit or normal outfit? The DLC probably. She is very powerful. Nice. Would you do like the robot? I'm not sure how to describe it, but like the armor body panels like she has on her skin. I don't know how to describe it. It kind of reminds me of like Cyberpunk, how like her skin is divided up into different panels. How would you go about that? I'd be very curious to see. Cause I'd imagine you have to do skin painting or something like that. At least that's how I've seen people do the cyberpunk, like similar when the character has like different panels dividing up their skin. So am I editing right now? I would definitely want to. From what I've seen, I think a skin tone power mesh bodysuit with the detail and the vinyl pieces attached to it. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That'll probably save you a lot of time of having to paint yourself at the start of every convention, I'd imagine. Although there are definitely the mad lads that do it all the time. Some pieces of her frame would not stay up on their own, like her chest plate. Ah. Yeah, that would definitely be a challenge attaching all of that. Let me go back and look at the design one more time. Huh. I feel like I'd be more curious to see how you'd go about the sword. Well, I guess she has a lot of swords from what I'm seeing, but like the main one, it's like a Ganondorf sword. That definitely looks like a difficult prop build. Yeah, cosplay can be such good creative challenge sometimes. There's so many projects I see online where I'm like, I don't even know how I would begin to interpret this character for a person to wear. 3D printed because I'm lazy. Fair enough. Fair enough. I feel like I'd probably foam build that just to keep the weight down. But yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. So just because I know absolutely nothing about Grimoire Whis, um, of Nier, does the Grimoire Whis interact with this lady? Or what does the Grimoire Whis do? I know he's like a companion that follows you around, but I feel like since I have a Nier fan here, I'm interested to learn a bit of the lore. You despise working with foam. Yeah, I remember. I definitely remember. But maybe you'll get your Bloodborne helmet done one day. I think that's what you told me that you're working with on foam. He's a main companion in Nier Replicant. Oh, okay, I see. So is he kind of like Navi from The Legend of Zelda? If you've ever played that one, it's kind of like a fairy that follows you around and just kind of like gives you tips or just helps you out during the game. It's kind of like one of those. His backstory is actually talked about in a book outside of the game. Oh, yeah, because from what I remember of the Grimoire Whis, yeah, I need to get that helmet done. You got this. I believe in you. Yeah, because I remember when I was looking for references of the Grimoire Whis, I found like a clip from the game where he was getting like released from some sort of prison, and then that's like when he joins your party. So that's about as far as I know of the Grimoire Whis is that clip that I saw. Um, yeah, but I'm hoping you get your helmet done. Feel free to reach out if you have any foam working questions. As one of Crystal Lattice avid viewers, I'd be happy to help. A bit, he feels more like his own character. He grows very close with the main character and has a lot of banter. He is a bit stuck up. Oh yeah, I remember that. What's it called? Is he? He's not like British sounding, but he sounds fancy if I remember. I don't know what that accent is called. Not British, just like fancy. If that makes sense. A bit, yeah. I'd say that. Well, at least in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, the fairies are pretty pivotal to the story, but I guess they don't have too much character. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I appreciate you being here on these streams. Yeah, very fancy. I remember noting that about him that he was a fancy talker. Yeah. He's like a magical item too, right? Or he was like kept in prison for doing something or the other. I feel like such a poser sometimes, like not knowing what these games are about, or just like not knowing much about this stuff. But it's difficult having the life of a maker because you don't always have the time. He is most known for calling other characters hussy. That's an interesting term. But yeah, I definitely feel okay. So he is a magical item. Yeah, I always feel like such a poser sometimes, like releasing these projects and then not knowing about what I'm talking about. Because I remember, so the Grimoire Weiss, the original one I made, was actually a commissioned job. Uh, some fan, she sent us this like very nice leather wrapped journal that was like handmade in Italy. It was like a few $100s, and she sent it to us. She's like, please. Well, we had already discussed the commission, but like just the amount of trust to send someone a hundred, mostly I think it's like $200 or $300 leather bound book and be like, please make a grimoire Weiss out of this. So like the pressure was up for me during that project. But I remember after she received the finished grimoire Weiss, she sent us a message. She's like, I literally started crying when I opened the package. He looks so perfect. And so I guess it feels good to know that I can make fans happy like that. But at the same time, I'm also like, I hope, I did the character justice. Nothing wrong with making stuff you don't know about. I appreciate people creating cosplay resources regardless if they know about the source or not. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. I definitely do try my best to uh, what's it called, recreate faithfully whatever I'm working on. Although sometimes I feel like that lack of connection can definitely be a little bit tricky for me just because I want to make sure I get the right vibe without knowing the vibe, just off site. You would cry too. He looks so good. Thank you, thank you. I remember even I was very, very impressed the first time I held the physical print in my hand. That's definitely one of the reasons I continue to 3D model, despite it being such a big time commitment. There is just a very special feeling having worked on a design for many hours or months, and then the day you get to hold it in your hand for the first time. I don't know. I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's just something very special. Like, it's that maker connection. It's my baby. I birthed this. Okay, maybe that's a weird way to put it, but it's something akin to that. You're still on. You're a madman. Honestly, I feel like this stream day has gone by very quickly. Um, just because I'm actually kind of locked into what I'm 3D modeling. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it's very hard to explain that feeling of like I made this. Like through me working on it or just like hoping it to exist, it now exists, right? Um, Definitely if it's something that takes a long time, I'd say like this 3D model. When I finished the other one, the other half of the set that I had on stream the other day, I was very, very proud. I just wish I could share my work with more people. I feel like that's my biggest problem. Like I spend so long making some of these things and I just never share them. At least the Grimoire, I mean, even then the Grimoire Weiss, I didn't make a video for that until recently. So even that was kind of kept a little bit in the dark, except for the people that bought my files on Etsy. They knew because they wanted the files, and it does make me really proud whenever someone sends me their makes. Um, because for the longest time, I didn't receive any makes of my STL files. And so the first day that I got one, I was like, oh my God, someone actually bought and made this. This is so exciting. So it's all about chasing, well, not really chasing that feeling one more time, but if it does happen, it definitely makes it all worth it, I'd say. All the hours spent. I think that the original model for the Grimoire Weiss took me a whole month to design. Like it was a month straight of only 3D modeling for that project. I definitely undercharged that project a ton because yeah, I don't even remember how much I charged them, but I would charge like triple nowadays what I charged back then. But granted, it was quarantine, so I just had the time to do it. But I don't know if I could see myself spending an entire month straight of diligent work on a 3D model nowadays. See you, Luis. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna have to buy that model for myself. It looks so good. Thank you if you do. I really appreciate it. It helps out a ton. See you, Luis. Thanks for tuning in. Um, yeah, reach out. I might. There might be some Crystal Lattice discount codes for people that tune in. I might do that to start having people tune in. Because honestly, I made my money time investment back on the Grimoire Luis to where, I'm not super concerned about that one, thankfully. Um, so yeah, I'll let you know if I can do something about that. I think I should be able to. I think I can do coupon codes on Colts. Um, but yeah, every time I see someone post a make, I always get very proud. I can't believe I stared at the Grimoire Luis for like an entire month too. That in itself was redonkulous. Mm, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I know. Okay. Now that I have the main, yeah, now that I have all the main shapes in, I'm gonna start adding some of these smaller hair strands. But I think I'll be back to finally doing Man, I Know What You Mean. I've stared at so many characters for way too long. I practically have 2B's hairstyle memorized strand for strand. Dang. I feel like you right now. I mean, I've been staring at this character's hair for the better half of 2 hours. So I feel you. I completely feel you. See, what's another character that I stared at way too long for a project? Huh. I mean, these two characters are definitely up there now on the list just because of how long the 3D modeling process has gone on. Hmm. Trying to think. What other character did I just get tired of? I'm pulling blanks right now. Aaron, maybe? I did an Attack on Titan, like Aaron 3D model once. But that one was only like 2 weeks, so I can't even say that one was so bad. Kaiju number 8, maybe? Although, just because of how fast I made that cosplay, I can't really even put him into that category either of characters I spent looking at way too long. Because that was like a very quick 2 weeks. So, yeah, I don't know. Why does hair need to have so many curves? Uh, Okay, yeah, something like this, I think. Okay. I always take so long to make cosplays. I'm so beginner, so there's always at least one skill I have to learn. That makes sense, but I think that's kind of the fun of it, you know? Like, it's always a new challenge. When it gets too same old, I feel like that's when maybe doing a hobby becomes a little stale. I've definitely had burnout in hobby before just because I wasn't really pushing myself for new challenges. So I think it's good. You know, it's like very exciting to be a beginner at something when like each day is a challenge. I know that especially at the beginning can feel a little bit frustrating just because you're like, dang, I just want to do this, but I feel like I don't have the skill for it. But I think that once you look back, when you're, you know, a more experienced maker, you'll definitely miss, I guess, a little bit of that journey. I'm always scared to mess up my expensive fabric. Yeah, that's another thing of it too. I'm so deep into like just being a maker that I already like I don't feel that like same fear anymore, if that makes sense, just cuz you know, where experience kind of goes where fear was once you get more skilled at something. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, there's still some things like electronics that I don't want to short circuit or break. So those times I do get worried. But I'd say you're at an exciting point of your cosplayer slash creative journey right now. The everything is still a exciting new challenge. Don't get me wrong, I still have my exciting new challenges too, but certain projects can feel a little bit grindy at times, you know, when I'm more focused about the result and less about the process getting there. Because there, there are times where I need to do a job that someone commissions or requests that I might not be super excited about, but you know, I do have to keep the lights on, so I'll take it and I'll make sure I do it right. But um, yeah, I definitely can't say that on every single project I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? Most of them I'm like, all right, let's try and do this in a way that won't take me 5 months to finish. I'd say I also have time management issues when it comes to certain cosplay projects as well. My poor Monster Hunter gun lance, that was supposed to be a quick week and a half adventure, and it's starting to stretch into the month time mark. It hasn't been a month straight of working on it, but a month since starting, so that's kind of bad, especially for a YouTube timeline. So I gotta put the speed up on that one and wrap it up. I definitely need to start seeing more value in the journey instead of the end product. I really get caught up in trying to be a perfectionist. Yeah, and honestly, you would be surprised as to, you know, a lot of the people that you think are like, oh, they're such good cosplayers, or like, they're so renowned, their stuff is probably like amazing. You'd be surprised. Even the top of the the top of the top has it scuffed. Like I recently, just because of the work I've been doing for the studio, have had a chance to go out to more events and talk to more people. So at a recent event that I went to, I talked to some of the people that made some props for the Fallout TV series that was on Amazon. And I want to say, hot take, hot take. Actually, that's not even that hot of a take. Like, if you look at it up close, like you can tell it's foam. Like, you can see seams and brush strokes, right? Like, it's not a super perfect, like jump straight out of the screen replica. And so I feel like I struggled with that a lot too when I started. And so just seeing some of these things up close, I'm like, hey, maybe it's okay if I take back like 5 steps, because that's realistically the distance that people are going to be seeing it at. Well, it's crazy. Yeah, they were really cool guys. I got some of their contact. Um, their work was very, very cool. They had a lot of very technically interesting stuff. A lot of like, they would like cast their props in like rubber and foam, so they would be heavier or lighter. But yeah, like even I could see the seam lines on their stuff, or maybe some of the parts where it could have been sanded a bit better, but it was fine, like at the distance that it was seen and for what it was needed, it worked perfectly fine. So it's definitely easy to get caught up in the tiny nitty gritty, if you will. There are definitely times to go crazy on the detail, cross all your T's and dot all your I's. And, there are times that's just okay to let loose and work fast, kind of let your creativity take over and just do something really fast and fun. I feel like I'm learning to appreciate that more now that I do more projects. It's about the journey, not the destination. Because if the destination was a whole, you know, the whole point, then you could just hire Crystal Lettuce Studio to make all your props, like some people have, and that's no problem. Those people aren't really interested in the art side of it. They just want the costume for a certain event, or just because they want to, um, and so their journey is more of the cosplay. But at least for people like us, the journey is the making of it. That special bond that you get to form with the item that you work on. Man, we're deep into a live when the Yap session starts. We definitely are at the Yap session of this live stream. All right, not too bad, not too bad. I wish I would have taken a screenshot of where I started at, because I definitely feel like I made a ton of improvement today on this model, at least. We're still, unfortunately, quite a bit of a ways away from our being able to print this. Oh, you're going to a con this week. Exciting. Is it a big con or a small con? Unfortunately, most of the cons around my area, or the big cons, are done. Mostly small events now. But the small events are still worth going. I feel like it's easier to meet new people at the small conventions. Smaller con. Yeah, most of the big cons happen during summer, so that's understandable. But I hope you have a good time at the convention. Are you looking forward to any specific events? Like, are they gonna have a cosplay competition? There's a smaller one coming up for me that I might go to. And I'm somewhat considering joining the cosplay contest, but I'm a bit conflicted. I don't want to like say like, oh, I'm the best cosplayer, because I really am not. But also I feel like in terms of like time and budget, I have a lot more than other people, just because I do this, full time as a content creator. So I feel like it'd be a little bit wrong to go there. Yeah, you're competing, but not in anything super impressive, so I'm not expecting to place. Hey, you never know. You might get a honorable mention or a crowd favorite. Have hope. Have hope. I hope that you win something. I personally haven't won anything, but we have had people win on our behalf. Someone entered a cosplay competition with our Mikasa cosplay, and I think they won best in show. So that was exciting, although I guess it was like secondhand victory. So I can't say I've like directly me competing have ever won anything. But it is always exciting to be a part of a cosplay competition. There's a lot of like fun vibes, cool people to meet. I hope it's organized well, because I have heard a lot about poorly organized cosplay competitions. I hope that it's well organized. I haven't been to one that's poorly organized as of yet, so hoping you get good luck on that. Yeah, it was definitely very cool when we got the news about that person winning first place. Um, they were definitely flexing it a bit, which well deserved. Um, but I also felt like, do we claim any of this victory? Yeah, you've been in some unorganized ones. Yeah, it's always very frustrating. I can imagine. Like I haven't been a part of a poorly organized competition, but I have gone to poorly organized panels and stuff, and I'm like, yikes, this is rough, you guys. Are there gonna be any cool prizes at the cosplay competition? I feel like they never have any prizes. Like the last one that I competed in, like there was just like straight up no prizes for the people who won. They only got a chance to compete at a future competition that had prizes. So it's like, bruh, that's kind of unfortunate. You would hope that you could at least get something like a badge to next year's convention or something, right? I feel like it's a bare minimum for a cosplay competition prize. Um, or be fun, one of those shirts that's like, I competed at this con's cosplay competition and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I think that'd be a fun reward, but maybe not as the main one. Yeah, it was sucky that there was like no cool prizes. Like I found 20, no, how much did I find? Was it 20 or 50? I found money on the floor walking to the competition. And so I technically won more than the first place in my division. So that was a little bit of a like realization afterwards. It's like, dang, it's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, hopefully there's cool prizes at the one that you're going to. I feel like a badge should be like the standardized like minimum for like any placement, like first, second, or third. But that's just my personal opinion. if anyone ever lets me be an event organizer, I would definitely do stuff like that. The true win of the day, exactly. You know, because I feel like, in my mind, if you take a part of a cosplay competition, you unfortunately can't really do much at the convention that you're at, right? So, kind of like as a nice compensation, getting a badge to next year's, or like a 3-day badge, if you place, would be cool, right? To kind of get to experience a little bit more of the convention. Because I definitely know that there's quite a few people that just go for the day of the competition and then don't go for any of the other days, right? So, you know, I think that would be a nice prize, and I don't think it would cost the convention organizers too much to give out a badge. Like I've talked to some people that aren't exactly like convention, like they don't run the convention themselves, but they know some of the logistics of the event running. It really is not like the end of the world if they give away a badge. So, you know, if I were ever to run one, I would do something like that. But as of now, I haven't had the chance. It'd be cool if I could be a judge or something. But unfortunately, I feel like I know not so many cosplayers and more like vendors and stuff. I talk to a lot of vendors, at least in my local area. Being a judge would be cool. Yeah. I feel like there needs to be more variety in judges for events, but I guess it depends on place to place, right? Since you do 3D printing as well, what do you say your experiences have been like? Because I know that there's definitely some judges that are like, "Puh, 3D printing is cheating in cosplay. Get this out of here," you know? So what have your experiences been? That hasn't happened to me personally, but I have heard of it happening, right? And so, you know, that matters to me as a um, mostly 3D cosplayer. No, not 3D cosplayer, but 3D user dependent. What's the right term here? I can't think of it. You kind of get what I mean, I hope. Um, so what has your experience been? So I wonder if that actually happens to people or if it's just like made up drama, if that makes sense. I'd be curious to hear some experiences because I have seen it on like Instagram where people are like, I cosplay with 3D prints and like people don't take me seriously. So I don't know if it's just like baiting for sympathy comments or if it's actually true. If I were a judge, I'd say I would judge the quality of the 3D print or the post processing, right? Is the person either like very good with their machines, like are their machines well calibrated? How do the layer lines look? You know, all those technical aspects, or you know, did they spend a lot of time in post processing, right? Is it well sanded? Is it well painted? I did compete with a 3D printed cosplay before and didn't win, but the contest rules were majority had to be handmade, and two out of the three places didn't make their cosplays. So, yeah, exactly. Like that is so. I don't know. I feel so like conflicted slash like I want to say something about it, but I also don't want to seem like I'm just kind of an ass, right? I feel like so many people just like slap on like pre-made stuff and just because they're like, you know, pretty, kind of get like those like easy win points, if you will. Um, Not all the time, obviously. Sometimes, or other times, like it's a character that has been cosplayed a ton, so there's like patterns and all that, which isn't bad. But like in my mind, I also feel like the person's ingenuity should be judged, right? So like how much of this cosplay did they have to figure out from like base zero, right? Is there a lot of like, let's say a Jinx cosplayer, right? I'd say that like there's so many Jinx cosplays out there where it's very easy to get like references and like inspo. Whereas if someone cosplays, let me think of an obscure character here. Um, Cosplays. I'm trying to think of an obscure character, but I'm blanking. Alright, not a very exciting reference, but let's say like um, a kaiju number 8 character, but like just as the show is coming out, how we did, I feel like there was like only like 2 other kaiju number 8 cosplays out on the internet at that point, so I had to figure out a lot of things as I went, and so I feel like that was kind of underrated. Like it wasn't rated as well, which I would have rated better. Yeah, ingenuity definitely deserves more points, and that's coming from someone who only uses patterns. Yeah, I'd even say like using patterns isn't even bad. It's like how you use them, right? Like especially with foam armor, like can I see your seams plain as day, or did you modify the pattern so that your seams are like super well hidden, right? That would be something that I would judge. Because like there are people that can just money their way into like a really nice cosplay. That's just kind of a aspect of it that definitely has to be considered as well. So ingenuity is something that kind of can't be muddied into, right? Like yes, you can buy all the clothes and put it all on, but like what of this did you have to like figure out specific to what you're doing? I definitely say that's a criteria that should be looked at more. Or when it comes to props, for example, right? It's like I feel like I would give more credit to a original like prop than like just a katana, right? If it's like just a straight black katana, like okay, right? Like there's a lot of ways that someone could like get their hands on a straight black katana for this cosplay, but maybe not so much like a shield with like intricate patterning. So I've noticed that too, and I feel like this is a very divisive topic, especially on TikTok. Which is the main reason I don't talk about it. I don't want to get like flooded with hate comments or put myself bad with the cosplay community because I feel like I'm hardly in it to begin with. So yeah, these are the hot takes for the late night stream. So these 6 viewers that are here, you guys are getting the hottest takes right now. I hope you appreciate it. Everyone just goes and like clips this and puts this all over the internet. Cancel Crystal Lattice Studio from cosplay competitions. This guy's hot takes are way too spicy. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, yep, it was bound to happen at some point. It was bound to happen. TikTok scares me. I agree with you completely. TikTok is something that I have to use, but sometimes wish I didn't have to, if that makes sense, right? Like it's just a platform that has stuff blow up so easily. So I just feel like I need to be on there because I have had stuff do very well for me, but I just have had other content like just straight up get hated on. So when we released our Attack on Titan Levi, I said that's so weird. Our Attack on Titan Levi cosplay, right? We were like so proud with the results because we did like a photo shoot at a really cool location, and it was raining, and our cosplayer was like an absolute trooper during that event. Like homegirl put up with like rain and storms just to like get the like sickest photo shoot results, and we posted some of the content on TikTok, and like no views, and there was just like a random kid hating on the video. It's like, bro, it's not Levi, this is cringe. And I'm like, what why? And like YouTube is always super supportive, so I definitely appreciate my YouTube audience a lot more than my TikTok audience. They're They're very, very supportive. That sucks. Yeah, it's just kind of part of the name of the game. Unfortunately, though, like being a content creator, you gotta just put yourself out there and hope that stuff goes well. Not every single content release will be a slam dunk win. I like making cosplay edits and taking photos just to keep them for myself and never share them. Hey, honestly, I don't blame you. I was like that for the longest time, and if it weren't for me trying to, make a living out of this, I would continue to be like that. Especially when it comes to Gundam. Gundam is, I guess, the other biggest hobby I have. I build them, I paint them a lot. And I did try and start a channel for my Gundam, but I just like, I don't know, I just kind of like didn't like. Because like Gundam is like my personal, just like me time, if that makes sense. It's like where I just can do my own thing, if that makes sense, right? So I definitely don't post a ton of Gundam stuff. Maybe I'll post a picture here and then if it's something I'm really proud about. But generally, like I'll spend a ton of hours. Same thing with resin kits, making a project, and then I'll just never post anything about it. Just because it's like my own personal, I guess, a form of expression. Yeah, yeah. But with cosplay, just because of like inadvertently being better at it than I expected, and it performing well on YouTube. That's kind of why I ended up catering more for like a cosplay channel. Yeah, there are definitely, I don't know. It's like it's also learning to be a little bit not so precious as an artist, if that makes sense. That's one of the few things I actually learned at art school for the short time I was there. It's very easy as an artist to be like, "Oh, I have to take care of all my creations. What if someone is mean to them?" Um, but I will say like once I started putting myself more out there, I feel like I've grown a lot as a maker. So, it just depends where you're at. Especially with selling your art, I feel like I am at a point where I'm like very just okay with my stuff going, and like that's the end of it. For example, the Grimoire Luis, like I didn't have a copy of my Grimoire Luis file like printed out for like 2 almost 3 years after making the original, until like as of recently where I had a chance to make another one. And so that was kind of like a weird thing of like one of my masterpieces, and I don't even have it in hand to like show it or talk about it, right? So it's definitely a very interesting situation to put yourself in as an artist. Like all my greatest works exist in photos because they're in the possession of someone else. I am trying to get better at that though. So I have been going back and printing out some of my favorite works just so I could make sure to have a copy on hand. So now I have the Grimoire Oise and most of the smaller ornaments and chibis. I am trying to go out and print those or do a slight remastering. I think I'm about to break a record for my longest stream sesh. Although honestly, I'd say that 3D modeling kind of goes by faster for me if I'm streaming. I feel like if I was just doing this, by myself, this would have been 30 minutes of unproductive 3D modeling where I very quickly just went onto YouTube and then just started watching a video instead of actually doing the work I'm supposed to. So thank you for everyone here keeping me company, or on task, I guess would be the more important thing. Yeah, definitely worth the celebration, keeping me on task. It's so easy to side tangent on YouTube or shorts or reels. They make it so easy to just be brain rotted, and it's a constant battle for me to do what I'm supposed to and not just kind of like watch silly videos, you know. Born to watch silly videos, forced to actually do work. I feel like that's something that a lot of people can relate to. Uncle Speedwagon. Welcome back, Mr. Sleeky, wherever you've been. Isn't it like 4 in the morning for you right now? Homie, you gotta go to bed. It's getting pretty late. It's also like 4 in the morning for you, Infinite Escape? Alright, because it's 11 for me, 11:30. For Mr. Sleeky over on TikTok, I'm pretty sure it's probably like 4 in the morning. What about you, Infinite Escape? Do I know Uncle Speedwagon? I do not know who that is. Is it one of my viewers? Jeez, I can't believe y'all are watching streams this late, although... No. Born to watch silly videos, forced to work. Ah, so you're using my words against me now. Fair enough. I won't blame you. I appreciate everyone watching the live even though it is late. I can get that. The guy who cosplay as JoJo guy. I might know who you're talking about. I'm not 100% sure though. I definitely used to stay up very late watching streamers back when I was in high school or even in some of my college days. I find that hard to now though. Like, I try and watch anime. It's not 4 in the morning for you? Okay, at least it's not like the ungodly hours. Because I feel like I try to watch anime sometimes before going to bed. So I've been rewatching Attack on Titan, and it just puts me to bed sometimes. Even though I'm very excited, like, don't get me wrong, Attack on Titan isn't a boring show. It's very exciting, and I sometimes have strange dreams because of watching Attack on Titan before bed. Strange in like the way of like I don't know, I like the disfigured looking titans. I feel like I see weird looking stuff like that in my dreams afterwards. But I find it so hard to stay up late nowadays. I'm getting too old for this type of stuff. Well, not streaming, but oh, sorry. He at school becoming nurse guy. So you like see people die in blood? Not necessarily about the people dying in blood of Attack on Titan. I really love the story. It's so well written. But I just like watching it late at night. I feel like my dreams become very weird. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I feel like I've had that for a really long time. Like if I watch something late at night, my dreams become influenced by whatever I'm watching. Oh, welcome in, Multicolored Phoenix. So cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working on this for quite a while, and I think I made some good progress today. Yeah, I used to watch Breaking Bad before going to bed, and my dreams were also very wild after watching Breaking Bad before going to bed. I don't know if I'd recommend watching Breaking Bad or like very action-packed shows. I can't remember specifically what my dreams were about back then, but I remember them just being like way too action-packed. Like I'd wake up and be like, "Oh my god, I feel stressed and tired." you know. So watch fun, peaceful shows before you go to bed. That's my recommendation. Watching that kind of series before going to bed, it's nightmare fuel, lol. Yeah, exactly. You know, like you gotta watch like silly fun shows like Polar Bear Cafe before you go to bed, or like Sailor Moon. So if I watch H.I, I'll have that in my dreams. I don't know what that means, Mr. Sleeky, but sure, I hope for you, I guess. But yeah, I feel like whatever I watch before going to bed, it just like influences my sleep way too much. So I always try to avoid horror stuff too late. What's another show that I wouldn't recommend watching before bed? Although I guess it depends. Like Sailor Moon, I feel like it's a good one. You know, it's just like fun. You know, you don't have to think about it too hard. It'll put you to bed to sleep probably. Um, what's another one that I feel like I binged like that? I can't think. What about you guys? Does anyone here watch shows before going to bed? I feel like it's such a bad habit, but it's also like such a convenient way to like catch up on a show. Or YouTube too, watching stuff on YouTube. I definitely try and avoid like shorts or reels, um, because I feel like those just are counteractive to me going to sleep. They just kind of like turn my brain on way too much. Hmm. Just YouTube to fall asleep. Yeah. What typically does it for me if I feel like I can't fall asleep, I'll watch like a build video. So like someone building a Gundam, and so there's a lot of like Gundam building ASMR videos. I'm not so interested in the ASMR part, but just kind of like watching the process. It doesn't necessarily bore me per se because I am interested in what they're doing, but just because it's like not super action packed, I feel like it it helps me kind of just doze off. Back when I was in school, I remember I had this like mandatory finance class that was so boring. And like even the teacher didn't want to be there. She was like, "Guys, I'm just here for like there's like a program where if you become a teacher, you get your student loans paid off or something like that." So she was one of those people. And so, that class was just bad. So I would just go on the school laptop and just like watch different like restoring a old Nintendo or restoring a GameCube, and I would be out. I'd sleep through the whole class. So yeah, those videos always worked like a charm for me, like restoring a vintage Star Wars like Millennium Falcon or restoring a Game Boy Advance color. Those videos are so goated. I love those videos. Shout out to those videos for real, guys. What else? Okay. Doesn't look too bad. No, I'm pretty proud of the progress I made here today. Let me see if I can find a quick snapshot to compare the the work we did here today, because I don't have the original file where we started, but do have I do have um, earlier versions saved here. So give me 1 second. Let's see if I can find something to compare it to. Yeah, here. So let me save this. Right. So viewers, take a mental note. Here's where we're at. Right. the hair. It's looking very nice, very fluffy looking. That's kind of the vibe I was trying to go for. Okay, quick spin. And so let me go over to a earlier save. I think this has a earlier save. So let's see here. See if it'll load. It's a pretty big file. All right. You like my style? Thank you. I appreciate it. I work very hard to try and develop some semblance of a style. All right, so there we go. You know, I feel like looking at it, I kind of expect, you know what? Hold on. I want to put them side by side. See if I have the right one selected. Okay, I do. Copy. So let's bring this over to the new file. Waiting for this to load. In the meantime, I can show you some of my other files I have pulled up here. I have this pumpkin right here and the mask. So make sure you check out my new Halloween video if you haven't had a chance. I'm really proud of it. I don't know how it's performing because I posted it yesterday, so I'll have to check. Alright, there we go. So we can compare and contrast how we updated the hair. And you know what? I think that we did a pretty good job. So here, I'll zoom out so we can have this better position for the vertical viewers here. So we can compare side by side. And now that I have them side by side, I feel like you can really see how I improved the hair sculpt here. I'll zoom out a little bit more. I hope you guys can see this well. Ooh, yeah. I think, you know, at first I was like, did I really do a lot? But you know what? It's like I said, it's all the micro adjustments. They just kind of like combine, and I feel like the adjusted one here on the right, it looks fluffy, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, I like it. I think that this hair is ready to go. Thankfully, I think the only thing I have to fix now are like the little twin tails here on the side. I have to figure out how to make those printable easily and also just look more accurate. I might make them detachable. Looks great. Thank you. I think that the biggest improvement is going to be here on the back of the head. Oh yeah, there we go. The back of the head is looking a lot better. I might combine some of the hair strands to make them look more cohesive, if that makes sense. But I'm really proud of my progress today. I really enjoyed today's stream as well, so thank you for everyone who tuned in. It was a very exciting stream, and hopefully I'll be back again. Well, no, I will be. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. We'll be doing some actual fluffy. Yeah, I think it came out really fluffy looking. So we'll definitely be back to working on the Kaiju number 8 cosplay. Today's stream was also for me to figure out Twitch and TikTok streaming better. They look like vinyl figures. I like them look so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping to 3D print these, and so that's why I'm kind of going for this kind of like chibi style, if you will. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm really going for this Nendroid style. That's what I call it. Yeah, a very Nendroid style is what I'm going for. So yeah, I hope you guys are interested in my 3D modeling skills. I might do another one soon, continuing work on this. I have a lot of work to do on the jacket and the dress, but hopefully it'll be done for this month, and I won't have to procrastinate on this anymore. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who tuned in to this stream, new viewers, returning viewers. It's getting pretty late for me, and it's mighty late for most of you, I assume. So I think here is where I'm going to call it for now. So thank you so much for tuning in, for following, for liking. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night at this point. I can't really say great day for anyone because, you know, it's super late. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. You guys will tune in tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to have some cosplay stuff lined up for you guys. That's kind of the more typical thing. But yeah, thank you so much. I'll be ending stream here. I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Bye bye. This is me waving right here.